Hey puzzlers, this is Steve here with another video on how to solve some logic puzzles. This one's known as a Kapetto. The goal is to divide the grid into square and rectangular regions such that each rectangle contains exactly one number and is the size of that number. The grid may contain regions without numbers in them. So it's very similar to a Shikaku puzzle, which I've covered earlier, but the main difference here is that not every cell is going to be part of a region. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is try to solve this puzzle for you guys, sharing some common tips and tricks along the way that'll hopefully make it easier to solve this type of puzzle yourself in the future. Now, I've pulled this particular puzzle from a recently published book on Amazon. I'll post a link in the description below. Would love it if you guys would check it out. But without further ado, let's get to solving. So the main way that I solve these is I look for numbers that are going to be constrained, numbers that can really only expand in one direction. So what I mean by that is if we look at this 4, we know it's in a corner, so it can't go up or right, and it can't come to the left. It would run into this other number, and it can't be a 2 by 2 square because it would run into this other 4. So it can only come down like that. That is the only way to solve that one. So what I'll do is I'll make that green, and let's make it so that we can see all the cells borders. So that's a good start. This 6 in the other corner is also going to be very constrained. Can't go down, can't go right, and it really can't go to the left all the way, and it can't go up all the way. So we know it can't be a single wide region of 6 cells. There's just not enough space. So there's only one way to fill it in, and it would be a 2 by 3 looking area like that. Now this 3 is squeezed into the corner. There's only one way to fill that 3. I'm just filling it in with random colors here. This 3 is forced to come up like that. And all of these numbers here you can see cannot go up or down because they're adjacent to another number. Can't have more than one number in a region. So they're all forced to come to the left because we have other regions to the right. So this 4 comes over like that. This 2 comes over. This 3 comes over. This 3 also comes over. This 3 here is forced to go to the left as well. Can't go down, can't go right, can't go up. So we know that goes over like that. And now these ones we know are all going to be in its own region of a single cell, so we can isolate those. Now this is an easier one, but this is, I think, the hard part of what a Kapetto puzzle has in store is that if we look at this particular cell, no number can reach that cell. That cell is going to be by itself. There's no way that could be a part of any region. So I'm going to mark that as an X. If this were a Shikaku puzzle, we would know that this is not possible because every cell needs to be part of a region, but this is not going to be part of any region. If we now look at the other corners, so you'll notice I've started with the corners because those are going to be the most constrained area. This 3 can't come down, so it has to come across like this. So we color that in. And now this 6 looks pretty constrained because it can't come to the right. There's not enough space. And it can't be like a 2 by 3. There's not enough space like that. So it's forced to come down. And so we could fill all of that in as a region. And same thing with this 6, right? There's not enough space for it to go to the left or the right or up. It can't be a 2 by 3. There's not enough space to the left or the right. So it has to come all the way down. We can color that in as another shade. Let's think about this cell can't be reached by any number. So we're going to put an X there knowing that that's not going to be part of any region. And same thing with this number here. This cell can't be reached by any number. So we'll just put an X there so we don't get confused. Now this 6, it's a pretty big number in a really small area. So if we think about it, it's going to have to be a 2 by 3. There's not enough space for it to be a 6 by 1 rectangle. So it either has to be these 6 cells or these 6 cells. And let's think about it. If it's these 6 cells, that forces this 4 to be a single file, either like that or like that. And I think that's okay. You know what? No, it's not. Because think about what do you do with this 3, right? So if this 6 is a 2 by 3 oriented this way, this 3 can't go down, can't go left, can't go up, so it'd have to come to the right. And if it comes to the right like that, those 3 cells, where does this 4 go? There's not enough space for this 4. So in fact, the 6 has to go vertical like that. And we know this 3 then has to go this way because, again, we can't go down, can't go left, can't go up. There's not enough space. So that 3 is going to be oriented that way. This 4 has to be a 2 by 2 square like that because there's not enough space to go single file. So we can color that in. Oops, let's make it a different color. Let's make it burgundy or maroon, whatever you want to call it. So that 2 is forced to go that way. This 3 can't go up or down, so it's going to have to go left and right. We can fill that in. This 4, there's not enough space for it to go single file that way or up. So it's got to be a 2 by 2 area like that. Let's make it a different color so that it can stand out. This 2 by 2 is forced to come over like that. Let's make that a gray. And now we can see these cells here are never going to be part of any region. And these cells here are all on its own. Now this 2 can come over or go down. It can go either way. But if we think about it, if it goes to the right, that doesn't leave enough room for the 3 to be a rectangle, right? The 3 would not have enough room to the left or to go down. So the 3 has to go vertical like that, forcing the 2 to come down. Oops. This 4 has to be vertical. There's not enough space for it to go left or right. We'll make that blue. And this 3's forced to come down. Let's make that green. This 3 can't come down. There's not enough space, so it has to come over like that. We'll make that orange. And then these cells here cannot be part of any region. And there you go. That is a Kapetto. Now this is obviously an easier one. There are harder ones out there. It's a fun puzzle. I enjoy it, but I do think a Shikaku is a little bit more fun and a little bit more challenging because you can't have the gaping holes. But I will say these do get harder. You just have to keep in mind that you don't have to fill every cell in the grid, which is unusual. Most of these logic puzzles, they'll ask you to fill in, or cover every cell. But that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.